welcome. Today's video we are going to be creating this look using the brand new Natasha Denona mini retro palette. This palette is just woo! I got some thoughts. And I decided to do this video a little bit different. Instead of doing like one or two looks, I kind of take you guys in the process of, you know, this could be a look, this could be a look, you know, and using literally every single shade, even though there's only 5, every shade in here to show you guys how to make it versatile. So I will be coming back and doing one final look with this palette for you guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. But I take you guys through a very simple, natural look to this look that we created here. So hopefully this is a video for you, and if so, hey, welcome. My name's Rhonda, better known as Hot Mess Mama, and over here we embrace the hot mess, and your girl is highly caffeinated, so you will see the process of when I first started the video to the end, where I have a crazy amount of energy and the ADD is super strong, but welcome. It is a judgment and drama free zone, so hopefully you decide to stick around, subscribe, because I upload 5 days a week, 12:15 Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully this is a channel for you. So let's just go ahead and jump into the extremely long video. Okay guys, so real quick before I get into the application process and a lot of my rambles, I do want to let you guys know at the very end of the video, I do let you know my foundation, my concealer, the powders I used, everything that is on my face in case you are curious about that. I have not been the best at filling out my description boxes, letting you guys know what's on my face, so hopefully that helps. So let's go ahead and talk about this little palette right here. It is a 5-pan mini palette, and I have to say I absolutely love that she has come out with these little palettes. Now this is nothing new. She has many of the mini palettes already out. They are $25 palettes, and I think that if you want Natasha Denona formula, I think this is a really good way to start, especially if you don't want to like spend the $100 and some odd. So like I said, this palette is $25. You do get 5 shades in here. So as far as like the weight, each pan is 0.8 grams in here, so I feel like that's a fair amount for sure, and it does have a shelf life of 34 months. So let's go ahead and get into the application process. It pretty much turns out to be 4 different looks with this 5-pan palette, and I will be coming back, like I said, and doing another look. So let's go ahead and jump into the application process and my rambles. Lots and lots of rambles. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start an application process with this. My thought process as far as a look is starting off with like a daytime look and then deepening it up for like a nighttime kind of look. So before I jump into the whole application, I have gone ahead and used my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. Now, quick with this, I use this every single day. You do not have to use this only for an eyeshadow primer type of dealio. If you don't even want to use eyeshadow for the day, but you have kind of like veiny eyelids like I do, this is perfect. And it's not heavy. It's not going to like give you wrinkles or crinkles or anything like that. Matter of fact, what I do is I will apply this all over my lid, and then I take a little bit underneath the eye like so out into my crow's feet area, and it just helps to smooth those lines, wrinkles, crinkles, whatever you want to call them. If you have enlarged, inflamed pores, this is perfect. When I am struggling with my pores, guys, I will take this into my T-zone. I will take it off to the side and just lightly press it in. Same on my chin and in my smile lines. I will put it in there as well. Multitask your products. I always tell you guys that. So anyways, this is like $21, but I do have a 30% off coupon code HOTMESS. It's an affiliate code, just letting you guys know. You'll get this for $14. And like I said, since the day well, I got it a little before it released. It was sent to me in PR. Thank you, Jen, for that. I use this every day religiously, and I have a ton left. A little goes a long way. I can't stress that enough. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and we're gonna start this like day to night spring happy eye look. Like that. Hi, welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Okay, so it may be a little bit noisier than normal, even though I've got everyone in the house. I do have my windows open because we are having a beautiful day. So let's go ahead. I do want to tell you guys, I went ahead and you don't have to set your Gerard Cosmetics, but I like to. It's just something that I do. So I am taking my Makeup Geek. This was in So Pale, and I did apply that all over and then lightly underneath my eye as well. This is, or was, back in stock, at least the day I'm filming this. However, I think shipping is delayed, but I think that that's the norm everywhere, given the fact that, you know, the situation in the world. I will go over, hopefully I'll remember at the end, letting you guys know like the foundation, concealer, everything that's on my face. I'm trying to get so much better about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the shade Industrial, and I'm going to apply this right in my crease area. I feel like you guys are too far away. Come on, we friends here. Get closer. Okay, perfect. I like you guys to be able to see. Like, yeah, you can see like my deepest, darkest secrets, but it's fine. Okay, so like I said, let's go in with the shade Industrial. We're just gonna start off with like a nice, airy, springy kind of look. Okay, that is definitely more pigmented than I expected. So you guys know with my mature lids, I do more of a dab, dab, pat, pat type of situation before I start blending anything out. So I will pack my product onto my lid like so, and I find that because I have the mature lids, if I start outward and work my way in, that helps as well with any type of skipping, because if I go right in with a windshield wiper type of motion, it's a hot doggone mess. I mean, I'm gonna skip my product and everything, and then real lightly kind of buff everything into place. I'm going to take whatever's extra on my brush and put that underneath. That is just so pretty. Honestly, even just this shade on its own would just give you like this nice, beautiful, natural eye look, like where you don't even need to add any of the shimmers. This is like a beautiful, I am the worst at explaining things, but like almost like a, it looks matte, but it's almost like a satin once it's applied. It probably is, God forbid I read, but oh, I love this. This is just a beautiful, it's not too cool tone, it's not too warm tone, it's just like the perfect neutral color. That is just so pretty on its own by itself. So again, there's only 5 shades in here, but you can really make this palette or any of her little minis work for you. So again, so technically this could just be a look. You could pop on some little bit of maybe like a nude liner. You could do what I typically do, and I do a black brown or a black liner up on my tight line and then put my mascara on. And how pretty of an eye look would that be? Simple, easy, neutral, breezy, beautiful. Natasha Denona. Oh, that was so cheesy. That was like the worst dad joke, mom joke. I don't know. Drink some more Bang Girl. So from here, I am gonna go ahead and show you guys a little bit more. Like I said, that's just using one shadow in this palette. Now, if you want, it would be pretty to just pop a little bit of this. It's called Pixie. You could just pop a little bit of that on here like so. So we're kind of moving into a second eye look, I guess you could call it. Ooh, look at you, girl. I mean, how pretty is that? Can you use your brush? Let's find out. I go back and forth between brushes and my finger, which I probably shouldn't have because I just put lotion on my hand. So I'm gonna add a little bit onto a brush. This is the Sonia G Worker Pro. Oh yeah, it definitely picks up well with this brush for sure. So look too, you keep it simple and light and breezy, nice and spring. You could definitely do very simple, and again, keeping it very simple. It probably looks weird not having lashes on, guys, but I want to get as much of like use out of this palette and, you know, one video for you guys. So you, just because I come back and I've got a look, I'm like, no, look guys, you could do it like this. We can also go into this shade Galaxia, which is a really pretty, again, shimmer shade, and you could pack that right into the center and blend it outward. Ooh, this is absolutely beautiful. Let's do brush. Pat that right on there. Ooh, I'm loving this. I really like this look. Oh, I love that so much. Hold on, let me get you, can you guys see? Isn't that pretty? And again, like keeping it very, very simple, adding, you know, just a little bit of mascara, little nude eyeliner in the waterline. That is absolutely beautiful. This is a perfect everyday, no makeup kind of look. Okay, so we've now used 3 out of these 5 shades to achieve this really pretty simple look. And technically, I guess that's 3 looks that we've done with this palette. So let's go ahead and let's deepen up the crease a little bit. I don't want to go ham, but I do want to go in and use the next 2 colors that we haven't used, which would be these 2. Now, the first one I'm going to go in with is this one called 60s, and this I'm going to take and just kind of pop it into the crease in the outer V. And I feel like it's a really good like taupey with a hint of green, like moss. It reminds me of almost like a mossy shade. So like I said, outer V and in the crease, I'm just going to give a little bit of a dimension, or a aka nighttime look. And whatever's left extra, I'm gonna just lightly dab on the lower part, but only, not even halfway. I am gonna switch my brush. I want something a little bit more precise for that crease. This is the rougher 01. I love using this brush in my crease area, just like so. It just fits right in there because I have slightly hooded eyes. Okay, so of course I went a little like too high over here, but that's fine. I'm gonna show this part to you guys in case you do the same mistake as I do. This is where, like, when you have slightly hooded eyes, it can be sometimes a struggle because I feel like one side is definitely more hooded than the other, aka age. Love that for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into this industrial side, and just to try and calm it down a little bit for like the little bit of a mistake that I did, is I'm going to go in with a semi-fluffy brush. This is one from Morphe, the 573 brush, and I'm just lightly going to dab over top of that mistake like so, to try and blend it out a little bit better. You guys know your girl is not a makeup artist, she's an enthusiast. Definitely an enthusiast. But yeah, you can see this eye is definitely more hooded than the other, so it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna hop off now, and I'm gonna apply some of my Benefit. I love this for my waterline. This is the Benefit Highbrow, and it's just this really pretty like nude. It's not stark white, it's like a little bit of, let's see if I can swatch. It'll show up on a swatch. You guys see that? It's definitely more of a cream shade. I will show you guys. Do I have it? I do. For the longest time, I used to use the NYX Jumbo eyeliner thing, and do you guys see that? This is in the milk shade. So this is definitely a softer shade, and I love it. It's lasted me forever. I want to say this was in a Boxycharm, I think, a while back, and I just love it. It definitely has more of a pinky undertone, but I'll be using that on my waterline and then black on my tight line. Then of course a whole gamut of different mascaras, and I'll be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. I'm fibbing. There's one more shade that I want to use. I got ready to do a tight line, and I'm like, no, you forgot to use this other shade. So let me zoom you guys in, because I do want to add this shade right here. I do want to add that one. It's called Vintage Taupe. I mean, how could I not use that? And honestly, I think that this shade right here, 60s, and then on top with a little bit of this Vintage Taupe, maybe like from the inner to halfway, would be another really pretty look. So maybe I'll come back and do that look for you guys as well. So let me jump in. I'm going to use my Sonia G brush, and what I want to do is I want to jump into this Vintage Taupe shade, and I just want to apply it right here. Like, it's not all the way outward, and it's not all the way in the middle, so this will complete the look. So I guess this is like, what, 4 looks with one palette? The 5th look I'll have to come back and do for you guys. So all of these shimmers work well with a brush or with your finger. I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit of this Pixie shade in the inner corner and over again, and just kind of blend all of that, because I'm feeling the shimmers. Don't be afraid of shimmers, no matter your age. Do what makes you feel comfortable. Okay, now I'm gonna hop off. Now I'm gonna add the tight line, which I did just grab. This is the Marc Jacobs. I love this. It's a gel liner. It's just in the black one. It was a Sephora sample that I got, or a Sephora Play item. So I'll be right back with everything else. Okay guys, so let's talk about this beautiful little mini retro palette. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, the only other mini palette that I have by Natasha Denona is the mini gold palette, and again, $25 for these little palettes, and I just think they're a heck of a deal. I absolutely love them. We used every single shade in this palette, and each one performed beautifully. You know, you guys know, like I said in my application process, I like to know that I can use my shimmers, you know, with the finger, with a brush, either way. Now, I'm not one that typically spritzes my brush or anything and really gets things popping, but I'm sure you could definitely do that. If you guys have done that and you have this palette, leave us a comment down below. Let us know that you've done it that way before. Like I said, I'm just one that I just pack it on either with my finger or a brush, and I like to know that the shimmers work both ways. And I have to say, the two mattes that are in here, beautifully. And you guys even saw my mistake where I went a little too high, and I was able to just blend things right back out. No issues whatsoever. And I think that if you do pick this palette up, you know, for spring or for summer, I think you'll be really, really pleased with it. And let me show you guys. I saw in the comment section some of you all say, oh, well, that looks really similar to the mini gold. And at first I thought so too, until I put them up against each other. So I wanted to do that for you guys. I don't know if my camera will pick it up because of the metallic, but you can see this is definitely warmer, more of an olivey type of base, where this is more cool, but it's more of like a neutral cool. So even if you are afraid of cool tone types of shades, it's more neutral than full-blown cool, if that makes sense. So you guys know my brain is all over the place 99% of the time. So with that being said, I think you are going to enjoy this if you do pick this up. I think it would be a great gift. I think that if you are wanting to get into more Natasha Denona palettes, and you know, you don't want to spend the ungodly amount for these, or even this size, this is like 60 something. This is $129, so this is a really good way to go, in my opinion. So you can easily build your collection with these palettes, and let me know down below if you picked this up. Tag me over on Instagram if you did and you created any of the looks that we created today. Like I said, I'm gonna come back because I think using even just these three shades together, this is the transition, this on the lid, and then this just in the inner to halfway out part of the lid, I think would absolutely be gorgeous. More of a vampy type of look as well. So I'm really happy with this palette. I am so happy to add this to my collection. You guys know I have only been relying on my subscription boxes for new makeup. I have not purchased new makeup since I would probably, if I had to guess, the last thing I can think of is maybe the Pat McGrath, these little quads, when those released, or maybe depending on the date, or that the Jeffree Star conspiracy theory with Shane Dawson. That's how long it's been. And for a makeup lover, you know your girl went on a low buy. And like I said, I've been relying on my subscription boxes, so I was quite happy to spend the $25 on this little beauty. So let me go over with you guys real quick everything else that's on my face. As far as my lipstick goes, as always, Gerard Cosmetics Sugar and Spice lip liner is my holy grail. Share, I bit my tongue on that. Did you guys see that? The Share lip liner by Gerard Cosmetics is another really good neutral shade, but I always find myself with the Sugar and Spice. It is my jam, holy grail. Gerard Cosmetics lip liners are amazing. She puts them on sale all the time for like $5 and they last. Oh, they're amazing. Okay, moving on. I do have my collab lipstick in the shade Don't Go There, but it was a little too pink. I thought it matched really well, but pulled it together using my Gerard Cosmetics. This is in Angel Cake. This is the Supreme Lip Cream. I love this. I only dab it in the center of my lips and then just kind of pat it out and blend it outwards, almost like an ombre type of look. As far as my highlighter goes, you guys, I have the iconic Linden Illuminator. This was in Boxycharm, gifted this to me, and I put this on, and the cool thing about it is I put it on and before I'd set my face, and then after I set my face, I put it on, and then I went in, because you guys know I love my Natasha Denona. I use this Contour Sculpting Glow palette. I use this, oh, hold on. Let's try it again. I bit my tongue again. What is wrong with me? Okay, so as you can see, I absolutely love this. This is on sale, or at least it was on sale, half off, $44. So I did get another one because obviously, and I use all of the shades in here, even though I haven't hit pan, I do use them all. So anyways, this is on here for my contour. I have a little bit to brighten up this area, but I had gone in with my iconic Linden drops and I put a little bit on there, and then after I set my face, I went in, I dabbed a little bit more, and then I went into my Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette, and I love this palette. I have this blush on, and then I have this highlighter over top of my iconic London drops, and it's just beautiful. This was on sale too at Sephora, if you guys are curious. I love this palette. I absolutely love it. So as far as foundation goes, I've been going back through my foundation, and I came across my Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. This is a really good dupe for the Fenty Beauty foundation, and like I told you guys, since my skincare has changed and I have more of like normal to somewhat dry, like combo skin versus oily skin, I've been a little like scared to try out those types of foundations that I leaned on for my oily skin. And I will say I did use a little too much today. You do not even need a full dropper, like even a half a dropper would have been enough. So I have this on. This is in the shade Warm Beige. And then as far as my concealers go, let's go over that with underneath my eyes, because I think this is amazing. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum. This is in medium, and if you again mature under eyes, or if you have oily if you have dry under eyes, is what I was trying to say, this is really good, and it doesn't like dry out my under eyes at all. And then I did go in with a little bit of Tarte, just for like a little bit more of like contouring, because this is more of a thicker coverage, I guess you say, or more of a coverage than what you get in the Sculpt & Glow. So those are the concealers that I use. I'm telling you guys, this quarantine has me doing all kinds more makeup than I normally do. As far as the powders that I use, I do have my Becca Hydrate powder. A little bit under my eyes, I have the Juno & Co. And then all over my face, my Hourglass Veil powder. As far as primer goes, I do have my Juno & Co. Moonshine Primer. Under my eyes, I do have my Tatcha Pearl. And then in my T-zone, I actually am using the Benefit Professional Original. And I love it. Like, I'm shook. I love it so much. And then, of course, y'all know your girl is just extra sin. I've got my BB Plus Illumination in the shade Grace by Gerard Cosmetics. And then I mix about 4 drops of my Versali Liquid Glass. And it just gives you a beautiful radiant glow. And I think too, that's another reason why coming back and using more of like matte foundations, I'm not minding, because I'm getting that extra hydration in there with everything. So long outro, I know, but I know a lot of you guys always ask like what I'm using on my face, and I'm not always the best at putting in my description box. So if you made it to the end of the video, you now know pretty much everything that is on my face. I'm sure I forgot something, so I apologize if I did, but as far as that's the majority of it. So anyways guys, overall this little retro palette is amazing. Like, I can see myself using the heck out of this, like, for sure. I love it. I think I love the fact too is it's really buildable. Like you could really build this up and get like a really pretty natural look, or you could build it up to get a really pretty, like, not build it up to get a natural look, but I just think it's versatile. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I've got my phone on silent, but I see I'm getting some text messages and I'm like, anyhow, video went long. That's what I do. Anyways, guys, I think that if you were wondering about this palette, I think you're going to be really happy with this. I think that it is the typical standard Natasha Denona formula that we all love, and I'm very happy with it. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's very extremely long video. I can feel the bang is starting to flow through my blood, so that's great. Anyways, guys, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And until next time, as always, I hope you are safe, I hope you are well, and I do hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky. Mwah!